The Earth's mightiest heroes may already have lost one of their own to a vampiric threat. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Avengers issue number 15 and find out for ourselves, shall we? Alrighty then, so picking up from where the last issue left off, the heroes had fallen for the oldest trick in the villain book, the old Loki gambit, the "oh, you captured me so you can take me back to your base so I can break out again." In truth, it's actually a little bit more complicated than that. The Shadow Colonel, the new leader of a radical fringe group of vampires, actually wanted something inside Avengers HQ. Well, to be more precise, he wanted a someone, Robbie Reyes, the Ghost Rider. You see, adding to the ever-growing mystique of this Hellgast wannabe over here, he seemingly knows a lot of demonic magic and even the names of former spirits of vengeance, which by saying them in order, he's able to take control of the Ghost Rider. Why, in doing so, the Shadow Colonel gives Ghost Rider a more villainous makeover. He gets bigger, more spikes. It reminds me of an evolution in a Pokemon game. The Avengers are scared now, and rightly so. A crazy vampire now has his own personal spirit of vengeance as a pet. That's enough power to burn down the whole world, but they know where he's gonna start, and that is settling things with Dracula. Where is the King of the Vampires right now? Well, in Russia. It seems that he's in the process of pulling his own personal Loki gambit, forcing the Winter Guard, the superheroes of Russia, to protect him from his foes by locking him up. Tony Stark Iron Man goes to visit Dracula and rattle his cage a little bit, in doing so showing off a brand new set of stealth armor that's quite slick. In a rather compelling little scene, Dracula might be behind bars, but he's still a master of mental manipulation and starts screwing with Stark right out of the gate, saying that he knew his father Howard back in the day. And like all rich and powerful men, Howard Stark had come to Dracula looking to cheat death through the power of vampirism. Again, we don't know if this is true or not, or if Drac is just screwing with Tony. But what we do know for sure, though, is indeed rich and powerful men have come to Dracula over the centuries to try and get a piece of his power. In fact, that's what he's trading to the Russians in exchange for protection. No, not the power itself, but something even more valuable: knowledge. But as far as power goes, Dracula has plenty of that too. In fact, he flexes his muscle for Iron Man, causing all the other prisoners in the gulag to go nuts and attack each other, meaning Iron Man has to form a quick alliance with Red Dynamo and the more sensible members of the Winter Guard. I say sensible because unlike Major Ursa or the Red Widow, these guys know full well that Dracula is trying to screw them right now and that the powers that be in Moscow are getting super greedy. But at the end of the day, they still can't look weak in front of Iron Man nor let him take Dracula back. They can only promise that he's not going anywhere for the foreseeable future, which sadly means our heroes are back at square one. Now, while all that is going on, the Shadow Colonel is using his brand new weapon in Ghost Rider to take out an entire nest of neutral pacifist vampires in Madripoor. These guys seemingly took no side in the vampire civil war and swore that they only got by drinking the blood of criminals, and considering that they're in Madripoor, that was probably a fully stocked buffet 24/7. Things take a considerably dark turn, however, when the Shadow Colonel tries to get Ghost Rider to murder a group of vampire younglings. Robbie is ultimately able to fight through this, proving that he has more control over this new evolved form than we once thought, but the Colonel is not happy about this. Robbie is luckily able to stall for just enough time for the Avengers to eventually track him and the Shadow Colonel down. Too badly, he loses control of himself once again under the Colonel's magic words, and as things wind down, it looks like we're heading towards a Ghost Rider versus Avengers fight as the comic ends. And so that was Avengers issue number 15, everybody, and overall it was a pretty cool issue. I did find it a little confusing, though, that the cover really touted this as Robbie's big focus issue, only to have the majority of it actually deal with Iron Man. Don't get me wrong, the stuff with Iron Man was good, and I actually liked his interaction with the Winter Guard, showing that they're actually a little bit more nuanced and deeper than they would have seemed at first glance. They also seem to be building up a pretty decent mystery about who the Shadow Colonel could possibly be under the big helmet. He uses a lot of Blade-centric slang. He clearly knows a lot about the Ghost Rider. I'm definitely expecting there to be a big unmasking moment in the next couple issues, and that it'll probably be a character we know, almost certainly one from Blade's long history. Overall, quality issue, didn't knock my socks off, was not totally feeling the art this issue. Ultimately, I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not take a look at some of these other videos I have available from the channel. channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you're feeling in a charitable mood, why not check out my Patreon page? Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. So until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I will be continuing to make more comic book videos that smack of greatness. Bye-bye.